What you guys didn't see is that the first full minute of this recording is just me trying to get the dogs to lay down, because as soon as I start talking out loud, they're like, what is going on? May I be a part of it? So if you hear little clankety clanks on the floor, it's my two golden retrievers. They're clingy, okay? So anyway, hi, welcome. My name is Jessie. If you are new here, I do all kinds of videos about lifestyle. I do vlogs. I talk a lot about being pregnant, but I also talk a lot about budgeting and living with debt, how we're paying it off, that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in personal finance, lifestyle, pregnancy, any of those types of things, make sure you subscribe. But today I'm gonna go through our June budget, what happened in June, and it was not great. I feel like I say this every month, but this was definitely a month where we, it's like kind of embarrassing, but at the same time, it is what it is. And I was still going through my first trimester and I've still been pretty sick. So there's a lot of things that just popped up that we weren't anticipating. So I'll show you what happened in our budget, and then we'll go through why it happened, why we're not gonna be able to make an extra debt payment this month, and things like that. But let's jump into the budget. Okay, hopefully I stay in frame here, but this is my budget for June. You guys saw it at the beginning of the month, and now you'll see it at the end of the month. So I like showing my budget either way, but I think that this is really helpful. I don't do a zero-based budget because it was extremely stressful when I did. So I make like estimates of how much I think we're gonna spend, and this month I estimated very low. So let's jump into it. We ended up bringing in $9,600. Now, part of that, 868 of that was rollover debt payment, so that immediately went to our debt from our May budget, which I showed you guys already. And then didn't I show you? I think I showed you guys already. Anyway, and then miscellaneous is, we had some random things that came through. Let's see. Yeah, we got some money from family that went immediately into savings, which I'll also show you. It's for, they were just helping us pay for the Airbnbs for when we're home because we can't stay at their house. I have money from driving down debt. Oh, I noticed that we had some money sitting in our account from Uber Eats that I never moved over, so I moved that over. I got a refund from the previous month for $12 from like some face stuff that I bought. And then I got an ATM reimbursement. We use Ally and they reimburse all of our ATM things because they're not an in-person bank. So we have to use ATMs if we need cash. So moving into fixed expenses, these all were completely on point. So if you watched my June budget at the beginning of the month, you already know what these are. These don't really change. I put stuff in the notes if they're going to change, like our rent is going up to $16.95 in August, and our payment for our car insurance is also in August. So August will be a little bit higher of a month than we're anticipating. It looks like something must have been a little bit lower than, oh, our Netflix didn't come out. I don't know where that payment is coming out, and I told Ben about it, but he needs to figure it out because it's his account. So hopefully I mean, I would assume that Netflix wouldn't work if we're not paying for it. So I don't really know where it's coming out from. So next is our debt section. So these are all pretty normal. My capital loan, Ben's credit card, his first personal loan came out, our car loan came out, his student loan came out. These are still in forbearance. So the biggest thing was we paid that $868 up here and roll over toward debt. So that went to his city credit card. We're paying off the credit card first, and then we will start on my personal loan. That is what we decided to do. So that's kind of like the fixed expenses that never really change. This, as you can see in red, is where we went really off, and we often do go off here. We've had a lot of conversations about it. Part of it is that we had some unexpected things come up that we didn't budget for. And then also My fridge just kicked in if you hear that. And then also with me being really sick, it's just like, if you've ever been pregnant and sick, sometimes you just have to get in food no matter what it is, and that means more grocery store runs and going out to eat runs and things like that to get me to eat something, because I wasn't eating. So I actually lost weight in my first trimester, and I'm still having trouble eating in my second trimester. So if you're interested in any of my pregnancy videos, I can link one of them there so you can go and watch it. But yeah, it's been rough. I'm actually not feeling super great today either, so if my energy is a little bit off, I have a pretty bad headache. So, but our groceries, we were off by $100. So we just went over budget by $100 there. Costco, we were over budget by about $40. That I'm gonna have to pay attention to, because I basically get the same stuff at Costco every time I go, so I don't really know why it's been so over budget, if it's just like inflation that's affecting everybody. Unfortunately, this is the like big kahuna here. We went astronomically over budget on restaurants, and most of that is me with being sick. So there was quite a few Uber Eats, DoorDashes in there, which you just pay a ridiculous amount of money for. Ben bought food for one of his clients. We went on a couple of date nights, things like that. Things that like are okay, but it was just like way over. And as much as it hurts to see like that much money out of our budget for restaurants and coffee shops, I'm also like, I was so sick and I just like needed to get in food. So as much as I wish this didn't happen, I think there were external circumstances playing into this, and it is what it is. So anyway, moving on, medications and supplements, we were about $64 over budget. That's just, I have a bunch of medications for my thyroid stuff, and then my migraines. I bought like a baby pillow, like a pillow for me to sleep with. Ben got some vitamin C that was really expensive. My low dose naltrexone is another thing I take for so they're all expensive because a lot of that stuff isn't covered by insurance, or isn't covered very much by insurance. Unfortunately, having chronic illness is annoying sometimes with medications you take. Household, we went over by about $50. Why do I have baby pillow in here? Yeah, sorry, ignore this. I was gonna say, I don't think we put the baby pillow in there. The baby pillow is in our household. A baby pillow, I just mean like a pillow for me to sleep with. Ben had to go to Ace Hardware for some stuff. Parchment paper from Amazon. Baby clothes, we got some baby clothes. So just some random stuff there. Beauty was really expensive this month, which normally it's not. I got my hair dyed and cut. I do that 2-3 times a year, and it's pretty expensive. So I think it was $450 for my hair total with tip. So anyway, it is what it is. I had budgeted for it, but I also wasn't anticipating a couple other things that I ended up getting. So that is that. Personal spending, we went over by quite a bit because I needed to start buying some clothes. I'm still struggling. Most of my clothes fit, but I'm struggling with anything with a waistband. It's really, oh, it's my bra. It's really pushing up here, and I'm bloated a lot, pregnancy, so it's causing more nausea, and I already have a lot of nausea. So I bought some Lululemon shorts, some Balance leggings, or not Balance, I think they're called Vitality now, and then some shoes. So they were just like expensive things, but I've already worn those Lululemon shorts like 12 times this month, and the shoes I wear every single day. Balance leggings I literally just got the other day. So those will get me through pregnancy unless I get like really big. But therapy, I only paid once, and it was a cancellation fee, which really ticked me off because my therapist has canceled on me like 2 or 3 times within a few hours of our appointment. And but they have a policy that's like, Like, no, there is no excuse you can give them. Doesn't matter if you're in the hospital. They will give you a cancellation fee if you don't give 48-hour notice, which is ridiculous. And having chronic illness, but then also just being pregnant, I was so sick that day. And I mean, I would have just I would have had to sit in the bathroom with her on the camera puking. So they charged me an $80 late cancellation fee, which was super annoying. And basically then I told my therapist to cancel all of my appointments through the rest of my first trimester because I wasn't going to deal with it. So it sucks because I technically didn't have any therapy appointments last month, but I still paid $80. $425 in doctors. That was acupuncture twice, chiropractic payment. I had 2 of those. Ben had a doctor appointment and chiro copay as well. I actually ended up canceling my chiropractic, which is good because it would have been like $178 a month. If it would have worked, I would have continued, but I actually noticed more pain after going to the chiropractor than helpfulness. And I was going mostly for my neck and my headaches, and those have not subsided at all. And I mean, I was going like 3 or 4 times a week, and I feel like I should have seen some difference. And the only difference I saw was he was doing like some stuff to my hips, and I like literally couldn't sit down. It hurt so bad. So I know a lot of people love chiropractors, and I'm not saying I'll never go to one again, but I'm not gonna pay almost $200 a month for something that's not working. I'd rather spend it on acupuncture, which I know does help. 280 on utilities, so we were a little bit low on that. I always budget 300, and that's just for water, trash, all the things, because we rent a house. Our car and gas was over budget. Gas is expensive here and literally everywhere in the world. So, and we got gas quite a bit more between the air conditioner running all the time because it's been in the 90s and 100s here. And I was like running back and forth to the chiropractor, which is another thing. It's like 20 minutes one way to the chiropractor. So I was going there like 3 or 4 times a week, and it just was a lot. So I'm hoping that our gas won't be as expensive in July. Cora and Finn was just a little bit over budget. We had to pay, we've been paying a payment for Finn to get neutered for like almost a year now. And then dog bones, we had to get some stuff for the car. Like they have like a little cage thing. It's not a cage, what is it? I don't know. It's a little thing that keeps, like a hammock thing that keeps them safe in our back seat. And then Finn is like a Houdini on accident, and he like steps on the seatbelt things and then like unlocks his little seatbelt. So we got some little seatbelt covers and things like that. Their food is expensive, so we got that. Yeah, and dog bones. They go through Nylabones pretty quickly, and they're pretty expensive if you've ever bought a Nylabone for a dog. And then miscellaneous looks like we went over quite a bit too. I made a donation to a dog rescue. I think it was only like 20 bucks, yeah. We got a random picture for Ben's office. Some random Apple charges that I got that I don't really know what they are, and I need to look into them, but I haven't yet. My bump box that I got, Ben bought me a bump box for pregnancy. So as you can see, we went $1,000 over budget on variable expenses. So that was definitely the big issue there. The biggest issue being food, and then just like random stuff. Like obviously we won't spend that much on beauty and haircuts every month, things like that. Birthdays and holidays went a little bit over budget, just because the shipping for my friend's gift was like $25, which is stupid. It was like 3 times the amount of the thing that I shipped to her. Like shipping is so stupid here, but it is what it is. And then this $600 payment is what I told you about in the beginning, which is up here, the $600 we got from family who are helping us pay for the Airbnb while we are home because they don't have the room for us to stay with them this year. So that's kind of where that is. We only had $13 left over, which is why I'm not even gonna put that toward our debt snowball, like the $13 extra payment. I'm just gonna put that into our budget next month. And it is what it is. Like, it was a very, Cora's snoring. It was a very high spend month, and you know, there are things that we can change, and we've definitely talked about it, but again, with how I was feeling, and just like things happening in life, it happens sometimes, and I'm grateful that we had the money and we didn't have to like use credit cards or savings or anything like that. So it is what it is. We're still saving money. You don't see it from here, but basically I pull half of my income into here where we use it, and then my other half goes straight to savings. So we have been making a savings payment every single month, so that's really helpful. And yeah, but that's kind of where things are at. Sorry, I'm a little low energy today. I'm not feeling super great, but it is what it is. Sometimes you're gonna have a budget that's not perfect, and I'm just grateful that we're doing the best that we can. And you know, each month will get better. Obviously, we would like to pay down some debt by the time I have the baby, and then also I won't be paid because I freelance, so I won't be paid while I take time off when I do have the baby. So we're trying to save up some money for that, just so we have a little bit of extra cushion. If Ben does get paid, thankfully, he has 3 months paid paternity leave, which is great. So that'll be, like, we're really grateful for that. But, you know, debt is really hard. It's hard to get rid of when you have as much as we do, and we're doing the best that we can every month, but we're also not willing to cut out, well, okay, I definitely want to cut back on some of the stuff that we're spending on that we don't need to, but we're not willing to completely cut things out. We did that for years, and it was really hard on us mentally, physically, and it really didn't help that much. Like the additional $200 that we might have saved a month, it didn't end up helping us. So, you know, it took us a long time to get into this scenario, and it's gonna take a little bit to get out of it. And I'm just proud of us for trying our best every single month. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video. I am trying to put up a couple more videos a week because I just have a lot of content filmed that I haven't edited yet, so stay tuned for those. But I'll see you in the next one.